email friends. This is a short update on the HF Armoury gloves, because there have been issues. To say this up front, these are still excellent gloves and a very good choice, but especially in the last 6 months, I'd say, they have started to develop a few issues, and I want to talk about them briefly. First problem, you can see I modified this glove. The more you wear them, the more you break them in. And my big issue was I've had lots of little bruises, you could say, on the top of my index finger, or the knuckle of my index finger, like right here. But the issue that started to appear was if I got struck here and the shell is not riveted to the inner glove here, like with other mitten variants, the shell would slide down and my knuckle and index would show. So that's the issue I had. It's not on the left side, only on the right side. On the right side, especially if you are in thumb grip a lot, I don't really have this issue if I'm not in thumb grip, only in thumb grip, you might choke up on the cross guard, and if you get heavy blows here, the cross pushes down onto your hand, and with very heavy blows, the shell slips away and it exposes my knuckle. So my cross would crush down and hit my index, essentially. They were never really bad bruises, but they started to build up and I started to feel them more, and it was just sore all the time, basically. So what I did to fix it, like with most other mitten variants, I drilled a hole and put in a rivet. Then I did the same thing with the inner glove. I just put in a rivet, and then I put in some kind of elastic band that keeps the shell on top. But what I also did, I added some padding. This really ugly one, but it does the job. It's a padding for chairs usually, but it works really well here. It keeps the shell on top of the knuckle in this case, and it adds some padding here on top, which there is basically no padding on the normal gloves. Second thing is the padding in the thumb. It's not really padding anymore. The padding is not fluffy anymore. Like it's compressed all the time. Between the hard shell and the thumb, if I get really bad blows on this, I once had a blue thumbnail after a tournament. But it wasn't really bad. Like I could still fence and do all of that. It was a little uncomfortable. Same thing with the middle finger, you can see right here. This is an issue that the Space Heavies also had really bad. It's better with these, but it's still there. The inner glove is not completely covered by the shell. So if you hold your sword normally in handshake grip, it doesn't expose. But if you go in thumb grip, there's a little gap where my middle finger and ring finger are exposed. I got a blow in there. That's where the black fingernail comes from. I've checked with other gloves as well, with Space Heavies. This is a lot worse, this issue. And even in the sparring gloves, it's better than in these, but it's not non-existent. I have the issue with the dye on my hands too. I just forgot to mention it in the last video, because it was such a minor issue that I completely forgot about it. But yes, the dye on the inner gloves, it does tend to stain my hands. It doesn't get better over time. I have tried to, like, I thought about bathing them in water. I've done that, and it didn't help. So I don't think it's gonna get better. Especially the first year, when you first get these gloves, they are basically, at least for me, they were a 10 out of 10. Then, as I started to wear them more and more, the shell that slips away and the non-existent padding here on top started to get uncomfortable and started to get, well, a little bit of an issue, I'd say. Yeah, aside from that, still really good gloves. I still recommend them. They went from a 10 out of 10 to an 8 out of 10, I'd say.